How we doing, YouTube family? Welcome to another episode of the Inspire and Rewire podcast. Today is going to be a short one. I just wanted to sit down and touch bases with you guys and remind you that we are in April, almost the end of April, which means that this year is a little over 30% done with. And I would like for you guys to reflect and understand what you said you were going to do at the beginning of the year, what goals it is that you set for yourself, and are you on track to achieving them? Are you on track to being the person that you set out to be? Or has the tribulations that you may have encountered in life so far made you stay stagnant and forget about the things that matter, which is your goals, who you're trying to become mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially? Because you must remember, this is a wheel. It is not just about improving one area of your life and lacking in another, because if that happens, the whole house will fall apart. Remember, what we do here at Inspire and Rewire is teach you guys to elevate yourself in every quadrant of your life: mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Those are the top quadrants for life for you to be able to improve. And the thing about these quadrants is that you can actually track your improvement. Improvement does not have to be, I was talking about this in my book. I'm finishing some of the editing in my book, going through some of these chapters. And on one of the chapters, I believe it was chapter 2, I was talking about the fact that, oh yeah, it is chapter 2. Chapter 2, I was talking about paradigm. And we've gone through what a paradigm is here. I've explained it to you guys a multitude of times. If you guys don't know what a paradigm is yet and you need an explanation, feel free to search the rest of the videos, the rest of the podcast, and I'm sure you can find what a paradigm is. But essentially, I was talking about in that chapter that a lot of people first need to master the art of showing up. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, right? Your goal is to lose weight. A lot of people, what they tend to do is show up at the gym the very first day and they want to go balls to the wall. They want to just run 5 miles that day and do this, do that. And then the next day they're dreading it. Their body is sore. They can't even stand the thought of going back to the gym the next day. And they just feel like it's too much, and they get into that uncomfortable space where it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be sore. It doesn't feel good to be in pain. They haven't accustomed that yet. And so what I'm teaching people to do is master the arts of just showing up. So instead of showing up at the gym and running 5 miles, what you ought to be doing is go for a walk around the block. Walk a mile every day. Just walk 1 mile every day. No more, no less. You don't need to try and be Superman or the greatest athlete of all time. All you have to do is just walk 1 mile every day. Do that for about 2 weeks. What you're doing there is you're just walking 1 mile, which isn't bad. And the next day you're not going to dread it. And it feels kind of easy, so you don't mind showing up. And so when you do this for 14 days on, let's say we took the first person who went to the gym, ran 5 miles, and didn't return the next day because they were too sore, lost motivation, etc., etc. If you replace that with the equation of the person who ended up just walking a mile every single day for 14 days straight, the person who's been walking the mile has logged 9 extra miles than that person who's ran the 5 miles. And not only that, they've built consistency. They've built the art of mastering their discipline to the point where if they say they're going to do something, they do it. If they say they're going to show up, they show up. And so the next week, that walk can turn into a jog. The jog can turn into a run, etc., etc. But mastering the art of showing up is the very basis of the foundation that it is that you should be attempting to build, because like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, we've all heard those quotes. But you really just need to be mastering the art of just showing up. If you can't even show up all of that extra stuff doesn't even matter. Like when people set goals to lose weight, they'll go and they say they need the new running shoes, they need some shorts, they need the cell phone holder, they all this. You don't need that. All you need to do is just put on some shorts that you already have, put on an old pair of shoes, and go for a fucking run. It's not that difficult. And then once you start to get good at that, then sure, once you've already mastered the art of showing up, that you know you're actually going to do it, then go and get the nicer stuff because you know you're actually going to use it. Most people have the stuff that they bought brand new and they haven't even used it more than 2 or 3 times because the pain of showing up every day was too much for them to be able to coexist with the reality of wearing this new gear. So master the art of just showing up, guys. Again, we're in April already. Over 30% of our year has already gone. Reflect. What are some of the goals that you set that you need to be keeping track of? Are you staying on top of that? You got to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you staying on top of that? Have you already forgotten about that? Does it not matter to you? Do you feel like you've lost passion, whatever it is, or are you on track? This is your reminder. This is your self-assessment for self-reflection. Where are you? Where do you want to be? See, the hard thing about staying consistent for 365 days in a year is that all of these little distractions and trials and tribulations, I shouldn't say little trials and tribulations because some people may be encountering real trials and tribulations, and I know that we're all human. I've gone through that, but definitely little distractions. Anyways, all of these things just amount, and then we lose track of what it is that we're attempting to do with our life, what it is that we're building for ourselves. And sometimes we just need somebody to remind us. And that's exactly what I'm doing today in this episode is I'm reminding you guys to reassess, realign, redirect if you've misdirected already, and continue to push forward. Continue to move with greatness. Continue to move with ambition. Continue to walk in the essence of the person that it is that you wish to become. Nobody said that growth was going to be easy. Nobody said that growth was going to be overnight. Another thing I said in my book, I said, everybody loves a finished product, but very few people like contributing to make it finish. Something along those lines. Don't misquote me. But essentially, we all love the finished product. Everybody loves the finished product, but nobody likes to put in the work that it takes in order for that product to become what it is. And this is you. This is you. What exactly are you doing every single day to make sure that you ensure not just your tomorrow, but your legacy? Who it is that you are attempting to become, whether it's for yourself, your community, your family, or all of the above. This all matters, guys. It all matters. Everything affects everything. So if you have not been able to stay on track and you've lost focus or whatever the scenario might be, this is your sign. This is your sign to realign, to take your power back, and to make sure that everything that you do aligns with the greater purpose of what it is that you're attempting to achieve. Because at the end of the year, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. At the end of the year, if your goal was to lose weight, you're going to step on that scale and you're going to know whether you did that or not. If your goal was to grow a business or start a business, you're going to know if you did that or not. If your goal was to get a certain amount of money, you're going to know whether you did that or not. Everything is trackable. And the only person that it's going to affect is you. It's going to affect you because confidence derives from accomplishment. You doing the things that you said you were going to do is what boosts your confidence. That's where confidence literally derives from, is a track log of achievements. And the second you don't do what you say you're going to do, your confidence begins to diminish because you are telling yourself, I am not worthy, I am incapable of achieving these things. And your subconscious will believe it, and it will prove to you that these things are correct. But on the other side of that spectrum, if you achieve what it is that you set out to achieve, your confidence will begin to rise. Because you see, we don't rise to meet our goals, we fall to our habits. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. We do not rise to meet our goals, we fall to meet our habits. And so, what are your habits? What are you doing every single day? Just because you had a bad day does not mean you had to have a bad week. Just because you had a bad week does not mean you have to have a bad month. And just because you had a bad month does not mean you have to have a bad year. Don't let your mind trick you into that. My goal was to lose 15 pounds this year, and I've already ate a box of Twinkies, so fuck it. Who cares? That's not the mentality. It's not going to help you. The mentality is, I fucked up. I accept it. Let's reassess. Let's realign. Let me get rid of any sugar around me so I have zero temptations, and let's make sure that I stay focused. And on the days that I feel like I'm losing focus, I need to come up with a game plan on what I'm going to do to regain it. Of course, we're just using exercise as an example. You can substitute that with anything else, but this is the easiest example I can come up for you guys in this moment in time. So let's reassess, let's realign, let's make sure that we're staying on top of everything that we need to stay on top of. And if you need any help or guidance and questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment and I will be happy to get with you to help you out with whatever it is that you need help with. Guys, we do life coaching. My life coaching starts at $250 a month, and you can text me or you can call me at pretty much any time. And if I don't answer, I will make sure to get back to you. But I am going to guide you into the greater self that you desire to be. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to make sure we have a track record. I'm going to make sure that I'm giving you exercises that you must accomplish that are going to point you in the right direction. If you cannot keep yourself accountable, you need somebody to do that for you. And it doesn't have to be me. If you don't want to give me your money to make you accountable and make sure that you strive for greater good, then give it to somebody or have somebody hold you accountable who you trust. It is important. If you do not have the self-sufficiency or capacity to be able to do these things, you need to find somebody who can help you do them. Because it all starts in your mind, guys. It all starts in your mind. So let's make sure that we have a phenomenal 2025 that is filled with greatness, that is filled with happiness, and that is filled with fulfillment. We don't want any of that lack. We don't want any of that shame. We don't want any of that regret, guys. Let's have a phenomenal 2025. That's all I have for you guys. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, pass it forward to a friend or a family member, anybody in your community that might need this message. Pass it forward, guys. Let's hold each other accountable and let's continue to strive for greatness. Until next time, peace out.